Hello, my very best friends. I'm Cheese Toast, and today I'm going to tell you all about how I went from a non-cubing normie to a cubing Chad, and how you too can learn to solve the cube like you were born to do it. So without further ado, let me start by telling you all about how I failed to solve the cube. I only seriously started learning the cube last year, and ever since then, it's been a mainstay of my leisure time. There's something relaxing about conducting complex algorithms with ease, especially on a well-designed cube. But before last year, I made several attempts to learn the ins and outs of solving the cube, all of them ending in failure. Let me give you a quick rundown of these failed attempts. Attempt number 1. When I was in primary school, students who could solve the cube were regarded by my classmates as very cool. Now, I wanted to get in on some of that coolness, so I ran down to the school bookshop and bought this cheap cube, and I spent like a week trying to figure out how to solve it. However, this spurt of cube interest didn't last, and I tossed it into a long-forgotten drawer. Attempt number 2. My family were attending some sort of running event thing, and after the event we checked out a Toys R Us close by. I saw one of these official Rubik's Cubes on the shelf, untouched by everyone, I wonder why, and pestered my dad into buying one for me. After trying to solve it on the bus back home and this sleepless night staring at a printout of the beginner's method, I learned to solve half of the cube. Close enough, I thought, and I put the cube aside, never to be touched again. Until about a year ago, during the week-long holidays, I got an idea. My cousin, who comes to visit us occasionally, was and still is pretty good at cubing. She even had a Speedcube of her own. So my idea was basically to secretly learn how to cube, train to beat her best time of 50 seconds, and prank her, I guess? I didn't really think it through. How would it even be a prank anyway? So anyway, I printed out another copy of the beginner's method, having lost the earlier one due to my stellar room organization skills, and dug that old Rubik's brand out of some long forgotten crevice, sat down on my bed, and proceeded to spend the entire week learning to solve the cube. There wasn't a time during that week when I didn't have that cube either in my hand or close by me. It was like this sudden spurt of energy had just suddenly come over me. A feeling that I've delayed this for long enough and I should just get on with it. And by the end of the week, I actually managed to memorize the entire process of solving the cube. I was actually pretty surprised by this. I was like, wow, was it really that easy? Maybe there's some sort of lesson I could learn from this, that, in order to learn something, I have to put in effort before I could learn it. Never mind. So now it was time to get my time down. I downloaded a simple timer on my phone and proceeded to spend the next few months grinding away at my solving speed. I'd solve on the bus to school, I'd solve in between classes, I'd even solve when I was supposed to be sleeping. Sorry mom. I got from 1 minute to 50 seconds in the first week, then 2 weeks to get it down to 45, and another 2 to get it down to 35. I was learning more difficult methods such as the Friedrich algorithms, which are basically set patterns they can follow for specific patterns of the cube, and it was really paying off. It was then that I heard of that mystical goal referred to as the sub-20. In the Speedcubing community, there's sort of a wall between the sub-20 cubers. That means cubers who can solve the cube in under 20 seconds and the rest of the cubers. It's considered that if you can get under that time, then you're either really committed or you're really talented. Either way, you're respected by all the other non-sub-20 cubers. Now, as soon as I heard about this, I was like, I want to get in on some of that. From then on, I doubled my efforts to learn how to improve my Speedcubing time. As soon as I had any downtime whatsoever, I pulled out my phone and my cube and spent that downtime on learning algorithms or practicing solving. Which brings me to that time I accidentally angered passengers while solving my cube on the train for like 6 hours. My family makes yearly pilgrimages of sorts to Malaysia, which is just across the ocean from our home in Singapore. We usually drive several hundred kilometers to visit our Malaysian relatives, and the process usually takes around 3 to 5 days. Well, on this particular occasion, my dad decided not to drive there, probably because he was sick of having to stare straight ahead for 7 hours, and we decided to take a short flight to the capital city of Malaysia, Kuala Lumpur, before taking the train all the way to where my grandparents live. The flight was pretty uneventful, but after that, we hopped aboard the train. The ride takes around 6 hours because the train has to make a lot of stops in different states naturally, and for the entire 6 hours, in full earshot of all the other commuters on that train, take a wild guess what I was doing. And one thing you should know about Rubik's Speedcube, they are loud and annoying. When we got off the train, my mom, who understands Malay, told me that the couple sitting across from us had said something along the lines of, "Won't that stupid kid stop twisting that stupid toy?" A few months later, I got word that my cousin was coming over for a visit. Alright, this is it, my one chance to pull off the most epic prank ever, I thought to myself and began to think of a plan. I'd already sorted out my Rubik's brand cube for a Boyu Weilong GTS3, which is one of the better speed cubes out there, so I was going to buy a decent speed cube for my cousin as a present, just in case she didn't bring the cube, challenge her right then and there, and shock her with the blazing speed of myself. The plan almost worked. As soon as she reached my house, I presented her with a present, challenged her, blitzed through myself, and then watched a shocked look on her. She wasn't shocked. Those are the trace of shock, daze, or even mild surprise on her face. She was just like, oh cool. So that worked out brilliantly. Though the cubing bug had bitten me, and it wasn't about to let go so easily. I started searching online for different types of cubes since I'd already gotten to around 25 seconds on average 3 times to resolve, and I figured it would be cool to learn different types of cubes. I bought a 4x4, which I never actually figured out how to solve. A 4x4 cube has something called parities, which are basically unsolvable states that you need to memorize extra stuff for, which is really annoying. Then I bought a Pyramix, which is a pyramid version of the cube, a Scube, which is just a reskin of the Pyramix, and a Megamix, which is just a cube with more faces. I learned the Pyramix, learned the Scube, and learned all but the last part of the Megamix. But through all of this, my main so far is still the 3 times string, which brings me to where I am now. Over the couple of years since I first twisted my way to the beginner's method for the first time, I've learned many different algorithms to solve the cube faster and faster. It's been an interesting experience to say the least. It's fun to have a special skill that you can show to people at parties, assuming we can ever have large gatherings again, and also assuming that I'm ever going to get invited to a party. And it's a great way to while away the hours when waiting for something. Although I still haven't got to my average time down to below 20 seconds, it's okay if I never achieve that goal. As with a lot of things, it's a journey that counts and what you experience along the way. So how can you too start cubing? Well, first of all, don't rush out and buy an expensive speed cube straight away. There are plenty of budget speed cubes out there that deliver generally the same experience for a fraction of the price. Check online to see what people recommend you start out with, and try not to blow too much money at first. Next, take your learning in steps. You won't be able to cube like a pro in a day, but you can work your way towards that goal day by day. Set aside 15 or 30 minutes for cubing, or just hang on to your cube and solve whenever you get the chance. There are some pretty good apps you can download on your phone to learn the beginner's method and the friction method, as well as time yourself. I personally recommend Cube Algorithms by NZHV and Juicy Timer by RA Nito. I use these apps without starting out, and they delivered a really good experience for free. And last but not least, have fun. It's what cubing is all about. Don't beat yourself up just because you weren't able to hit a goal. Just relax and remember that every time you practice a cube, you get a little faster and you get a little better. Everyone has their learning speed, so don't get demoralized if you don't get it as fast as others do. Alright, that's all the time I've got for now. Wishing you a smooth cubing journey. This is Cheese Toast, checking out.
Hold on, before you go, I just need to say a couple of things. So first of all, you may be wondering, why does the video end so early? Like, why isn't there a slide for the fun parts? So about that, apparently Pencil 2D has this thing where you can only record you can only do 10,000 frames in one video. So I kind of overshot that limit, so I can't add any more frames into the video. So yeah, I guess we are stuck with that now. I should have planned that better. Another thing. Okay, so first of all, I'm not going to be doing any more videos until around late November because I have to prepare for my exams. You know, I have exams, I need to prepare for them, etc, etc. Another thing, alright. What was it again? What was it? I keep on forgetting this. Oh yeah, I'm going to do a science video next, so if you'd like to, just go ahead and leave your suggestions down below. If you want to see what kind of science concept you want me to explain next. And oh yeah, thanks for noticing, I've got a new condenser microphone, so this is going to be what I'm going to be using for the next video. So if you want to watch that, just stay tuned and go ahead and subscribe to my channel down below. And tap that little notification bell so you can actually see my videos and not just subscribe without watching my videos, because that would be kind of not cool. Yeah, so I think that's it. Thanks for watching. This is Cheese Toast, checking out.